The moon is still gone. Strange. So, what happened today? Nothing really. So yeah, that was cool. Nothing happened. That's really it. So, as for what to talk about, I do not know. I shall think of a... Okay. I shall think of a topic. Let's see. What is a thing I may discuss? I'm unsure. There's that weird lifted convertible smart car. Pretty swag. I guess one thing is that now that I've been trying not to cuss all the time, I've realized people do it a lot. I mean, that's kind of a trend with anything. You try to stop doing it and realize how much people do it. So the same applies here. The reason that's a nice truck, influenced is because of how much people do it. There's a lot of things you get influenced by, like how my dad reacts excessively to everything in a very annoying way. And only now that I've stopped trying to do that, I realize just how often he does it. Influences they influence you. They're subliminal, they're subconscious. You don't really notice it. But then it happens. And unless you think about it and try to stop, or at least just try to think about it, you won't notice it. It just happens. It's part of your life. Like North Korean control. I mean, then again, they probably know about it. Okay, that's weird. Thought it was a bug. But, yeah. Maybe not the best example, but yeah. If there's something about your life you find annoying, try to stop doing it, think about what influences you, try to notice it. Or if there's someone that does something annoying, try to notice the times that you do it, see how often you do it and how much you've been influenced. Or in general, if something seems wrong, try to take a step back and think about it. Like, I only really realized when Dad reacts successfully to everything when I started making the annoyances doc and started noting everything annoying he does. And I realized, oh crap, now that I'm focusing on about everything he does, I've noticed he does this one thing a lot, and this thing, and this thing. And the list just stacked up. Most of the things I was already aware of, but that was a unique one. And like bias on cars. My dad has made me extremely biased towards brands that aren't Toyota, Lexus, or Subaru. If I see a brand that isn't that, I go, ugh. Which is all his fault. I do not give a crap if you are driving a Ford or a Nissan, but because of him, I now have a very strong subconscious urge to have disgust and distaste towards anyone who does not drive Toyota. And I never noticed until I started thinking about it, and then I realized, oh wow, thank you so much for that. Now, I'm going to have a negative thought when I'm seeing something that pretty much is all around the world constantly, no matter where you look. Oh, look, Hyundai, look, Kia, look, Nissan Armada, look, what's that, Audi? And I'll never escape that. Or that's a Jeep, not an Audi. And I'll always have that in my head until I can somehow manage to get rid of it. It's a very strong thing, and I have never actually not been biased. That was in hyperbole. Of course, I've never been biased my entire life, but for a long time I've been biased, so I don't really naturally know what to do. I just have that subconscious reaction to think, Ford, Hyundai, Kia. So I have to forcefully think about, okay, what should I say that is a normal reaction, that is not biased, that is something that I would say. I don't know how to be me. Being biased against those car brands is not me. So I have to learn how to be me in a very large regard, that being basically reacting to any car brand in any sense regarding vehicles. So that's fun, isn't it? Same thing with the reacting thing. He reacts so much now that I react to a lot of things, and I laugh at too many things, and I have to stopped doing that, and now I have to figure out how to react for myself. I have to learn how to be myself. It's like when someone has that engine. Wow, that is a terrible engine. Holy crap. Hold on. That guy needs a new engine. But yeah, it's like when you hear of someone who had abusive parents or a parent, and once they grew up, they had to, learn and get therapy and all that stuff because their influences were negative. They had to learn how to react normally and do normal things and be themselves. So, to a degree, that is what I have to do with certain things. And because he reacts to everything, that's where the influence is. Everything. I have to learn how to react to pretty much everything. Stop laughing at everything. Stop extending jokes. Stop doing this and that. So I have to be myself. And I have the basis of myself because I am me. But I have to learn how to react in the way that I would. And it's not a very good thing. Obviously, there are people who have it worse. There's always someone who has it worse, so I'm not going to get on the topic of that. But it's one of those annoying things that I never even noticed until recently. So I'm having to change how I view things and try to shift my mindset. Thankfully, my mindset shifting capabilities and self-control is very good. But this is a very strong thing. It's very difficult to overcome your subconscious and natural, or at least inflicted natural mindset. My inherited mindset. You can't just change that. It's instinctively built into me. So yeah, that's fun. Having to change how I think. Or not really, because I still think in the same way, but I'm having to change how I react. And then I have to intentionally put a decent amount of thought into just, okay, how should I react to this thing? Hi, cat. I can see you. You're not invisible. But yeah, having to manually think extensively about how to react to something is kind of, not great, especially when that thing is every car brand and a lot of things in general. I get along at least. And when I'm with him, I notice it too. Like, I'll just subconsciously not be thinking about it, do something, not noticing, and then the moment I walk away from him, I'm like, crap, I just reacted way too much to that, and I did too much hand gestures, and I was louder than I normally would be, and I acted way more confused than I had to be. I would have just acted neutral, but I had to enunciate my tones because he does that. So when I'm around him, he's just contagious. He makes me react so much more than I have to. Look, I'm quiet, I'm neutral, I'm logical, I'm straightforward. He'll go, I wonder, do you think, so loud and flailing and annoying, and I'll go, I wonder if that happens all the time, or if it doesn't. So I'm concise, I'm efficient. He is not a terrible communicator. So he just has this influence on me. He makes me into him. I don't want to be him. I want to be me. And obviously he had good influences in my life. I can't discredit that. He's a good parent, comparatively, but he influences me in ways that I don't want. Monster truck wheels. Unfortunate. But yeah, I don't want to be him. He is older. He's 61. I'm 15, almost 16. And I don't really want to react the way he does. I don't want to be as exacerbated as he does. I want to be more like me, not more like him. So trying to be yourself when you're consistently influenced by someone else who you're around a large portion of your life is kind of difficult. It's hard to shift out of that. And I'm trying to establish this to him, but it's so difficult. Like, for example, if he comes in my room and says something like anything really, and if I'm just trying to mind my own business and I don't smile at him or laugh at what he just said, then he'll think I'm in a bad mood and go and shut my door. Like, can I not just have my own privacy? Can I not do my own thing? Is it possible for me to walk downstairs with you in the room, do something, and then walk out of the room without you looking at me or smiling or scoffing or saying something to me or laughing at whatever I'm doing? Is it possible for me to walk in the door and you not say, is it cold outside? Like, yes, it is. I want a break from him. I want to be separate from him. I get it sounds like that whole emo phase teenager thing, but like, I don't know if that's what that is. That's why teenagers do that thing where they say, I don't like you, mom and dad, to a larger degree than what I'm doing. And that guy just scraped his front bumper. But yeah, I want to be me. I want to be who I am. I don't want to be emo. I don't want to dye my hair black, listen to metal. But I just want to be me. I don't want to be around you as much because you influence me so much. And you expect things of me. You expect me to react in the way you do. You expect me to be you. Especially my dad. He always thinks I'm in his head. That's why he communicates so bad. He thinks we're in his head and he thinks he's right all the time. And then he's kind of arrogant. He'll say something like, no, I admit when I'm right. But then he'll be wrong. He's 61. His brain doesn't work that well. He's practically senile. He doesn't admit it. And I can't convince him, obviously, because he's arrogant. You can't convince an arrogant person they're arrogant. And in that sense, he's senile. I can't convince him to be senile. I can't convince him my brain is better than his. He will fight to the death that his hearing is better than mine. He can't hear high pitches. He can't hear low pitches. He can't hear when there's any background noise. He can't hear quiet things. But he'll still say, no, I have the best hearing out of anyone in the house. He also has tinnitus. He's 61. No, Dad, you do not have the best hearing. You cannot say your 61-year-old self with tinnitus who fails to hear high pitches or things with background noise. Like, I walk in, if a microwave's on, a microwave probably making conversation volume levels of sound, and I talk to him, he says, hold on. And then he'll like point to his ear, insinuating that he can't hear me because of that. It's like, you don't have the best hearing. What do you think the best hearing means? When a motorcycle drives by and it hurts your ears and gives you a ringing, you think that means you have good ears? No. It means you're sensitive and fragile. And he says, oh man, I have the best nose out of everybody. If you can smell it, I can taste it. And he brags about this stuff. Like, yeah, I've been smelling that the entire time. Okay. And you smell vapes, you smell smoking, you smell candles, and you smell perfume. Aside from that, you don't smell much else. There's a lot of things I smell and you completely ignore and go, no, it's fine. Or he'll say, yeah, the smell's gone, when it's not gone. He has some very selective things he's sensitive to, and for that reason, he claims he has the best nose. Again, he's 61. And actually, his nose is damaged. The bones are broken. He had a thing put in there when he was younger. He broke his nose. His eyesight, best eyesight out of everyone in the house. Okay, yeah, me, my mom, my sister are all on your side to a degree. You're farsighted. But you're farsighted. Yeah, you can see far away better than us. Now go ahead, see up close. Oh, you need glasses? Or you have to hold your phone 5 feet away just so you can squint and maybe see some words? You can't read small letters? You don't have the best eyesight. You don't. You do not. And you'll never convince him otherwise. If you manage to pin down all the points why he's wrong, it's like, okay, fine, you have better eyesight. Which is just admitting, sarcastically, saying that I'm still wrong, but he's going to give up. Because he gives up on every argument. If you have an argument with him and you have valid points, after 2 minutes, he'll freak out, start cussing, start getting angry, and say, oh, why do you argue so much? Because he just can't come to a fine, established answer. He doesn't have understanding. He doesn't communicate. Back to that point I was trying to make in the first place. I'm not in his head. So his entire world is in his head. He's always right. He's always the best. And he thinks I'm tone deaf when I'm not. He will completely mess up a tune. I know for a fact, with my functioning, pretty sure ADHD brain, which thinks very fast and constantly, I know exactly what he did. And it's like, no, that's not what I did. I didn't do that. Dude, you have bad memory. And I'll never convince him otherwise. It's like the boy who cried wolf, except the boy never cried wolf. The townspeople just hate him and think he's lying for no reason. And he is the townspeople. I am the boy. And nothing will ever change that. I can't influence... Yeah, I'm going to turn the other way. Hold on. I won't change his mind. Ever. And to a smaller degree, my mom, but much larger degree, my dad. And that is why he influences me so much. I don't want to be like that. So, when he comes in my room, says, let's say, okay, example from today. So I typically play the finals, a shooting game. I was on my bed, just relaxing. He said, oh, you're not killing anybody. I'm surprised. I was like, okay. So I just said nothing. he'd be pissed. So I just gave him a mild grin and then looked back at my phone, and he's like, he stood there for a second and went, and just closed my door. Well, closing my door, great thing he did that. Usually he doesn't do that. Usually leaves it open once he walks in. And it's like, I don't need to react to anything. If I come downstairs, can you not make a sound? That's you. If I'm just in a place, if it is silent, he will make sounds. He will go, he will talk to himself. He'll go, oh, like, as if someone's listening. You don't need to make sounds. He's loud. He walks loudly. He talks loudly. He makes large gestures. He coughs loudly. My mom too, and my sister. My entire family is loud. I'm quiet. I'm passive. I couldn't, honestly, screaming is difficult for me. I could never scream. I can't remember the last time I screamed. I don't scream. I never want to make loud noise. I don't prank people. I don't want any false concern. I want things to be clearly communicated and obvious and well known and logical and well done. And my God, I'm a perfectionist. I want perfect. I want perfection. I want it to be done right. I want it to be done efficiently. And just everyone opposes that. The entire world is against me, and including people who influence my life. My parents aren't like that. I try to be perfect. They just don't care. And I don't want to be influenced by that. And I don't want to be controlled and have expectations that aren't logical. He expects me to be like him. He expects me to react to things more than I need to. I don't want to be forced into either doing something illogical or like he thinks I'm weird or I'm in a bad mood. I don't know. What do you not get? Just let me be me. Just let me go on my own. Let me do my thing. It's not that I'm saying I want to avoid him entirely. Just let me be who I want to be. Stop influencing me. Stop expecting me. Stop oh my God. And this applies to the entire world, but primarily them, because obviously I'm around them more. I'm not around the entire world. I'm hardly around anyone for that matter. But it's just so annoying. Obviously being or trying to be a perfect person in an imperfect world won't work. But I will consistently try. I will always be faced with challenges like this. And it's going to get worse when I get a job and a manager and all that stuff. And the world is imperfect. I hope you enjoyed. God bless you. And as always, adios.